What is up, my coconut bras? Welcome back, and in this video we are going to be on the next Pro Lines of Sight map that you guys voted for. And before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody that helps me with the videos. And if you guys have wanted to help me inside of a video, I do post every once in a while on Instagram when I need an extra person that I need help. So if you guys are interested in playing with me, then be sure to go check it out and follow me on Instagram at coconut bra. Alright, now I'm guessing you can tell, but we are on the map Chalet because that is what was upvoted the most in our previous video, in our previous Pro Lines of Sight. So be sure to vote down below for the map you want to see next and for your favorite map if we have not covered it already. Obviously, you guys know I picked the map with the most upvotes by the time that I'm ready to film our next Pro Lines of Sight video. So be sure to check out and vote for the one that you want to see next. And so basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back and forth, doing all kinds of counters to Pro Lines of Sight, as well as just showing you really cool lines of sight that you can do. That one is one of my favorites. Just right off the main door, you're just going to take a bottom left look. You can blow it up instantly with Ash or Buck. Those are my favorite to play as, and you'll be able to easily take people out camping in that little wine cellar. That little peak right there is really good. A lot of people sit in the corner and just look through the wine cellar glasses. And now that you know the counter to that one, you'll be able to easily pick them off. Alright, now one of these next spots right here that you're seeing is one of my favorite ones to do when you defend garage. Taking out the wall right here is optional. I like to take it out just so that if you get compromised or if somebody blows up your shield like Ash, then you'll be able to easily just strafe left and get out of there and not be trapped in the corner. But basically what you're going to be doing is creating a pixel peak so that once they destroy the garage, look at that, it is so difficult to see that tiny little crack. Most people will be expecting you to sit up and shoot. A lot of people do not realize that you can create such a tight pixel peak. And it's really funny is that I got to tell you guys, I actually saw this pixel peak from Serenity. I think when he had about 30,000 subscribers. So that was absolutely way before he blew up. So big shout out to you, Serenity. That is a really sick spot that I learned from you pretty much last year actually now. Yeah, so about a year ago. Alright, so these next spots, we're going to be in the bedroom and kind of in the hallway upstairs. And I'm going to show you just a lot of spots where you'll be able to take out and look down when people are defending the kitchen and dining hall area. A lot of people don't realize that all of these floor areas are breakable. Now that bedroom one, that one is pretty popular, but you will be able to see into the doorways for the trophy room. Now this next spot right here, this is one of my favorite ones to use because a lot of people like to go and camp, especially when you start killing off their teammates. Usually the last one or two guys, a lot of times there will be somebody in this corner right here. That's a very popular corner to be camping in, as you see right here. And a lot of times you'll be able to just pick off the last person here because they get really scared, back them up into a corner, and bam, they are dead. Alright, so these next two spots, we're going to be showing you a couple cool drone hole spots that I still surprisingly get a ton of kills from. It's really weird because a lot of people like to roam trophy room area and defend it, which isn't weird at all, but a lot of people like to, for some reason, they'll just kind of hang out in the doorway, so you need to be really careful of that drone hole. The other thing I need to warn you guys about is don't get too carried away pulsing in the kitchen or even just camping on top of that breach. You don't ever want to do that because there is a drone hole right there that people will easily be able to take you out with. And of course, chucking a grenade on through is always a good way to do that one. Alright, so this next one, this was in our video a couple weeks ago on our Glaz Lines of Sight. This is before the Glaz buff. And I just wanted to point out that you guys can jump up on this rock. Don't have to be Glaz. You can do this as any character. ACOG, of course, makes it a little bit easier. And you'll be able to see directly into the doorway, into trophy room, right kind of where the drone hole looks from the previous drone hole spot. But that's going to be a really good one. And so what a lot of defenders will start to do is they'll be placing a shield down, kind of like down in the garage, but they're going to basically be creating a pixel peak and watching this window. That way they're pretty much all the way protected from the drone hole and also the doorway if somebody's standing on the rocks outside. They're going to be able to create a very tight pixel peak on that one with the shield. And that's actually one video that I've been thinking about doing, is like kind of like a pixel peak tutorial and guide, and just show you guys a ton of cool pixel peaks. So if you guys want to see that video, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. I really try to look at all of your guys' comments and take feedback. I really appreciate all the feedback. And so right here, we're going to be showing you a way to counter that. If the person makes the mistake of standing up right there, then from this back window, you will be able to take them out. And as you see right here, of course, you will always be able to chuck a grenade. I suggest cooking it a little bit longer than as you see right there, because if somebody is a little bit more aware, then they will have time to back up and escape that one. Alright, so moving on, we're going to be in the main lobby, which is technically called the Great Room, and this is going to be some more cool ceiling breaches that you'll be able to do when people are defending the wine cellar area. So a lot of people will be camping in this corner, keeping a really tight angle on that doorway, and as you see right there, a lot of people don't realize that you will be able to break the ceiling. Alright, now moving on, this is going to be one of my favorite ones. A lot of times people think that if you don't pick a Thatcher or a Twitch or something to take out the bandit and mute on the garage doors, then you're pretty much fucked and you have to enter from somewhere else. But as you just saw right there, that is absolutely not the case at all. You will be able to look down using the ceiling breach. I suggest using Ash or Buck, or you can always just drop a grenade. That would work too. And once you are right there breaking that, you'll be able to shoot the bandits or the mutes. And what's even better, if there's somebody juggling right there, you'll be able to take them out too. Now what's really good about this spot is even when the defender starts to peek, the attacker is going to have the advantage, and that is because the attacker will be able to see the defender's feet as they scoot out. As you see right there, I am able to see him way before the defender is able to see me. So that is all in all another really good spot. Now, if you're able to blow up the garage, you're going to be basically putting the pressure on and forcing people, at least one or two, to be in this little connector room between the wine cellar and the garage. So once you force the pressure on and say that garage gets blown up, like as you see right there, you're going to force them to come into connector, kind of hold off the area, and usually there'll always be somebody moving back and forth between wine cellar and connector, and so that's another very easy kill. Alright, now moving on, this is going to be one of the craziest spots and lines of sight that I have seen inside of the game, and this is going to be from, you can use this as a defender or attacker. You're going to basically put some barbed wire down to slow them down so that when you have the opportunity to shoot, you'll have just a little extra second right there. You're going to go into par, put a murder hole, go up into the 3rd floor hallway, put another murder hole, and you're going to be looking down 3 stories into the back stairs entrance into garage. So as you see right there, I'm going to show you exactly where to place these murder holes, and I'm playing as Buck because you can do this as an attacker too. Some people like to rotate back and forth. A lot of times this will be more for the defending team to be using though. So be sure to watch out for people coming after you. But all in all, if you are playing as a roamer, just delay the time. You can always check it back and forth. But that's going to be the main job as a roamer, is to basically drain the time down and stay alive. Alright, now moving on. This is going to be a line of sight that I actually recently saw in a Pro League game. So when I first saw this, I didn't think it was going to be really that usable, but the more I thought about it, the more it makes sense. Is basically Glaz comes up here, puts huge holes in between the walls, and it basically cuts them off so that there's way less room for a roamer to be playing up here in the master bedroom. And it's very true, if somebody does decide to try and 1v1 Glaz, that is a battle that they are not going to be able to win, and they are going to easily be picked off, and it's going to basically just cut off overall traffic flow while you're holding that angle. Alright, now moving on, we are going to be up in the library, and as you see right there, you can't shoot the blue areas in the floor, but we're going to basically be watching all 3 entrances into the game room. So right here, this is a really good one for watching the double window into game room, and right here, this is going to be the doorway into game room, and my favorite one is going to be this side window into game room. Now, the reason I like this side window is because I feel like most people enter through here because they will give them a longer line of sight down the hallway. Now, if you're sneaky enough and you're able to get in as an attacker, of course, the entire floor up above you is going to be breakable. So you can always go for the kill, and especially if they're not watching the entrance spawns, there's almost always going to be somebody back here in this little corner. Those windows there, most people won't be standing in front of, but a lot of people will stand in between this little trophy case and bookshelf because the window next to them is not breakable. And if you're able to get in, you're going to be able to pick off a very easy kill. I pretty much will always pre-fire this spot because it's a very, very common spot for people to be camping. Alright, now moving on, we're going to be usually doing this as an attacker, and I've seen this from another Serenity video, and I also see this in Pro League videos that I watch a lot. And that's another thing I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about going over like some top Pro League spots that I've seen from Pro League games. If I'm not able to catch the live stream, I'll almost always rewatch it, and it, of course, you guys know they're about an hour, 2 hour long videos, and I learn an absolute ton from them. Alright, but moving on, this is a really cool variation of this spot because you put a murder hole up there, the first one, which you can use, but I like to go into the bathtub because then you're absolutely protected from the ground, and that first murder hole is a distraction. They're going to look at that, and by the time they look at the second hole, it is going to be too late. Alright, now moving on, we're going to be covering some very basic tips, and I just want to point out that parts of the walls above these little areas that you're about to see are going to be breakable. And of course, there is another drone hole to the right of this that you're seeing right now. So if you are able to scare people away from breaking the top, then you will sometimes be able to force them into going in front of the drone hole. Alright, now moving on, this is going to be the last spot. As a defender, this is going to be watching a spawn entrance to the door, and it's very self-explanatory, and I'm just going to let you guys watch it out. I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys supporting us lately. We're almost to 60,000 subscribers. That's absolutely crazy. That's like twice the population of my town, and I just want to point out that I love you guys so much, and I could not have done it without you guys. And that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. We have so much content planned coming up. I really wish I could tell you everything we have planned, but for now I got to keep it a secret until our videos are released. And remember to vote down below for the next Pro Lines of Sight map that you want to see, and for your favorite map if we have not covered it already. Go follow me on Instagram and check it out. I'm constantly posting sneak peeks. Be sure to check out the links down below. Our website's open. Love you guys all. See you all very soon. Peace.